It's been so damn long since I've been trading, it's been 2 weeks, right? But I'm back onto the markets, and what happened yesterday was the Feds were hinting that they're gonna cut interest rate. What this means is that US dollar is gonna start crashing. And if US dollar is gonna start crashing, it's the best time to buy EU, right? So right now I pretty much found my ideal entry point right after the liquidation, after price mitigates some form of demand zone. And then right now I'm just looking to ride this move to the upside. I do think that price is just going to continue moving up like crazy and potentially coming up to this next areas of supply, right? So any price right now is considered cheap. Okay, so I do think that later when New York session open, DXY is gonna dump like crazy, which means EU is gonna go up like crazy, right? So I'm potentially even gonna try to target like this high right here. Alright, but yeah, that's my bias right here. Just gonna be a quick, swift little intraday swing trade. Just gonna hold this all the way up there. Just ride this momentum, ride this institutional flow of money, and then we will go from there. We will see what price does. Right, so we're scaling in right now, boys. You see, when a position is going well, instead of thinking about closing your trade and taking a profit, you should be scaling in. You should be thinking about how can I increase my reward, right? And that's exactly what I'm doing right now. Just trying to maximize on this trade right here. So a lot of traders, when they make money on a trade, what they will do is that they will close the profit early. Price goes up just like this. They're like, oh my God, you know what? I'm up $5,000. And they automatically close the trade right here. Maybe because they have just encountered like a losing streak, right? So now they are trying to offset that loss by getting out of a profitable trade. That is not how you become profitable. Because if you do that for an extended period of time, what happens next is that your losses are always going to be consistent. It's always going to be like 1% or 1R or sometimes even bigger than that because you are moving your stop loss, you are not sticking to your plan. And then your wins are always going to be small, right? Because what happens next is that when you are not letting your trade run to TP, you're not taking advantage of the full R multiple to the upside, right? So you're always going to be taking these minuscule profits over the law of large numbers. Your wins are going to be absolutely crushed by the losses. And you wonder why you are not profitable, right? So for me personally, I'm looking at this. I'm up on the first trade, so I'm thinking about where is the optimum point to actually scale in for my next trade, right? I'm doing what the 99% of traders are not doing. I'm thinking in the opposite direction. I'm thinking like a contrarian, right? So if I look at this right here, price came down here. It swept some liquidity below this failed reaction that we have early on, right? Below this fractal little low right there before price pushed the upside. So we know for a fact that this is the next point of interest where there is institutional demand, right? Especially since there was a large amount of imbalance that was created right here as well. All right, so the next time price actually come down here, this is my opportunity to scale into my existing position, right? So like I said, I don't waste time whatsoever. Price pull back to this area, boom, enter for like another buy right here, place my stop loss below this low that swept liquidity right here, below this somewhat protected low. And then I'm going to be holding this all the way to the moon, right? All the way to the moon. We could potentially be like somewhere up here. So now we got 2 trades running to our TP instead of just 1 trade. And the thing about scaling in is that it's an art that can be mastered over time, but it's not something that you should try to do on your first day of trading, right? Because if you scale in at the wrong place or the wrong time, you're just going to compound your losses. So you want to make sure that you master the set and forget trade management method first before you even think about incorporating scaling into your strategy, right? So yeah, so this is where I'll place my take profit, and yeah, I'm most likely going to place my take profit right here as well for my initial position. And now just got 2 trades running to our TP and just expecting DXY to be dumping like crazy during the New York session and EU to just skyrocket like crazy. Bro, like I said, I trade fundamentals as well, right? Nowadays, it's not just about market mechanics anymore. It's about market fundamentals. It's about why price is moving. It's about identifying the institutional flow of money, where the money is heading towards. Being great at technical analysis, but neglecting mindset, risk management, and fundamentals is like assembling a rifle perfectly, then missing every single shot that you take because you have never learned how to aim is absolutely pointless, right? Because if you don't learn fundamentals, you don't understand why price move. And if you don't learn risk management, you will not be able to take small losses and have big wins. And if you don't master your mind, then you will always be self-sabotaging yourself. Even if you actually achieve results in trading, you will never become successful because you lack these 3 core pillars. So it's so important for you to develop like this skill stack, because like this is what it takes to become a professional trader. This is what it takes to actually win in the market. It's not just about identifying stupid chart patterns and candlestick patterns and memorizing that shit, thinking that it's going to make you profitable. No, it's about developing this lattice work of mental models that you can deploy in any situation, in any market environment. That is how you win. Or rather, that is how you win consistently. And that is how you are able to adapt to the different market environment. You are able to adapt to whatever the market is throwing at you at this point of time. Yo, I feel like full potting right now, man. I'm so confident on this trade right now. It's actually insane. But we all know the rule is you should never risk more than 1% of trade, right? So I'm not gonna full pot, alright? I'm not that dumb anymore, okay? So I'm not like one of you wankers out there who is trying to risk 50% on the trade so that you can flip that small little account to $1,000. Bro, you don't need to do that shit, bro. You just need to use that money that you have in your account, right? Grow it to at least $1,000 and then use that $1,000 to buy a funded account, right? Get access to a larger amount of capital. Like I always say, you don't need to risk more money on each trade. You just need a larger account. Because if you risk 1% on a 100K account, that's $1,000. And if you're risking 50% on a $2,000 account, that is still $1,000, right? So you're essentially risking the same amount of money, but then you have much more room to play with. You have much more room to breathe if you are on like a 100K account. There's this legendary saying that says, if you don't bet, you can't win. If you run out of chips, you can't bet. It's all about capital preservation, guys. Like I said, no matter how confident I am in a particular trade ideal, I would never ever risk more than 2% on that trade, right? Even though I can believe in that trade idea with every ounce, every fiber within my body, because I know that anything can happen at any point of time. No matter how confident I am, no matter how many different confluences I have on that particular trade ideal, it is still 50-50. It's still a coin flip. Just think about it, right? Today, if you flip a coin, would you go in with the expectation that it's going to land on heads? No. Would you expect that it's going to land on tails? No. And then let's say you have gotten 5 hits in a row. Does this mean that the next time you flip a coin, it's going to land on tails? No. It's still random. It's still 50-50. It's the exact same thing with trading. The market doesn't care about whether you have lost the past 5 trades or you have won the past 2 trades. Just because you have lost 5 trades in a row does not mean that the market is gonna sympathize you and reward you with a profit. No, it doesn't work that way. There's still a very high chance that you're gonna continue losing because you are trading with your emotion, right? You are trading to get back the money that you have lost. So it actually increases the chance of you actually losing rather than actually winning, right? So like I said, it's always 50-50, right? Go with the mindset where anything can happen and you'll be fine because you'll be ready. When the trade end up hitting stop loss, you're not surprised. You move on to the next trade. When your trade end up hitting TP, you're not surprised as well. You move on to the next trade. That's what it means to trade with a clear, logical, and rational mind. That's what it means to trade with radicality, rational and logicality, emotionally radical, right? Emotionally #radical. My gut feeling, my intuition is defined as my subconscious recognizing patterns and setups that I've seen 1,000 times by now. That's how I define my intuition, and that is why sometimes I trust my intuition, right? I'm 100% rule-based when it comes to executing my trade plan, which means I'm very mechanical, but there's still that 10%, 20% that is relying on my intuition, relying on my experience, relying on history, right? Historical price action. So that's pretty much how I operate, right? You need to have like this beautiful mixture of both mechanical and discretionary, or rather like gut feeling, to become like monumentally successful at trading. Like, I don't think that an AI can trade better than me because of the fact that he doesn't have this, right? Maybe you can train the model so that it can develop like pattern recognition skills, and you can train it for like an extended period of time for years and feed him like years of data, and then it can be as good as me when it comes to the mechanical side of things. But when it comes to the intuition, that's something that they probably can't develop, at least right now, right? At least right now. You never ever know, right? Like maybe next time there's a fucking robot that comes here and snipe 1:50 entries like nothing, and then he can freaking do backflips on the charts. I don't know, man. Weird ass shit, bruv. But yeah, man. Robots, you ain't coming for my throne, right? AI, you ain't coming for my throne. You can't replace me, bruv. I'm irreplaceable. I'm that valuable, right? Oh my days, did I just jinx it? Did I just jinx it, mate? Hey, this is why I say don't celebrate too soon, lads. Alright, you know what? I'm just gonna head for dinner right now. Set and forget, right? If we hit stop loss, it is what it is. Like I said, fully detached from the trade outcome. I swear I'm not high. I swear I'm not on some shit. But yeah, I'm fully detached, bruv. Right? So I'm gonna go eat dinner right now and we'll see. Damn! Alright, guys, we got stopped out on this trade. Man, it feels so weird, bro, to be taking an L. For the past 1 month, we've just been on like a huge winning streak, you know, just back-to-back wins, no losses whatsoever, and now we got hit with like a pinch. Like, it feels like someone is pinching me right now, you know, we just lost 21k. 21k in a night, boys. Honestly, bruv, honestly, what is going on, man? Should I have closed this trade before the news? Maybe. Right, but I was just willing to take a gamble that if price is gonna go up, it's gonna go up really fast because of CPI, right? So I wanted to see price in my TP ASAP, but I guess that gamble was not worth it, right? Like I said, hashtag professional gamblers. Sometimes you win the trade while you're trading the news, sometimes you lose. This is just part of variance, man. It still kind of sucks though, it still kind of sucks. But anyways, at least we managed to get stopped out with like a small loss. There we go, boys. We lost about 21k today. That's just the market, man. You take some, you give some, right? So we have been surprisingly lucky for the past 1 month or so. Now it's time to take a L. It's time for the market to humble us a little bit, tell us that we are not as invincible as I thought I am. But yeah, I'm gonna go and journal right now, go and learn from this mistake. Honestly, bro, I'm not even in the right mood to trade, bro. Like, I'm heading to Bali tomorrow with my team. I'm excited and all that shit. And then now I have to fucking take a L right here. My man, it is what it is, right? Alright, so yeah, I'm just gonna go journal, bro. Damn. Alright, 1 trade, 0Q. We need to get better, man. We need to get better. Alright, no worries, guys. It's just it's alright. Like I said, you win some, you lose some, right? It's all a game of probabilities. All we gotta do is to just embrace the losses. And then we will live to fight another day. At least we only lose like 2%, you know?